headlines from the London Guardian. Trump's going to destroy the world, and this man is the reason he got elected. The devil in Mr. Jones. And the article in the Daily Beast ends with saying that I'm the devil. The article ended in the Daily Beast by saying that I'm very calm and private, and so I must be lying about all this on purpose just to be evil. What? You're the one saying I'm fake and that I'm saying I'm an actor when I said I believe what I'm saying, but sometimes I play satire roles to illustrate things when I'm wearing a lizard mask. Everybody who's thinking understands what that means. But ask yourselves, why are these people projecting onto us that we're going to destroy the earth and that I'm the devil? Because this is the evil globalist system projecting onto me and you what they are. They say I'm a counterfeit and a fake, just like they say Trump's a fake and didn't really win the election. The Russians did it. They're saying you're fake and you didn't really vote. They're saying populism didn't really have a win. They're saying you're a failure. They're saying you're a fraud. They're saying you don't have any power because they know you have power and they want to convince you don't have power. Yeah, I'm going to destroy the earth with Trump and I'm the devil. Bull. I wear my heart on my sleeve and you see the effects of what we've done together, changing the world. And the proof is in the pudding. You judge a tree by its fruits. And ask yourself why the globalists are so eager to bring me down. It's Monday, April 24th, 2017, and you have found it, the American resistance, the spearhead in the fight against the globalist. That's why I'm so honored that we are one of the most attacked organizations and groups in the world. Why I'm very thankful for your prayers, your support, and obviously our amazing crew in Austin, Texas, and all they're doing, making this transmission possible. Paul Joseph Watson is going to be in studio hosting while I am going through my trials and tribulations because I'm fighting the globalist, and those that love me, as Christ said, as I love Christ, will be persecuted for it. And I'm not on some high horse as Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, but my heart is right, and I want justice and freedom. I want to stop the oppression of the innocents. I want to stop the forced abortions around the world. I want to educate people about abortion so they'll make the right decision and stop it. I want to ban partial birth abortion. I want to fight eugenics. I want to fight the culture of death. So that's why they say I'm the culture of death and I hate people and I'm a liar and I'm a fake and all these other things, is because they're so scared. They know that we're willing to go on to the end and never back down, whatever the cost may be, because the cost of submitting to these tyrants is so much greater. And people always ask me, the number one question I get is, why are you still alive? Well, God, fate, but also I've been very, very visible in the spotlight. So I've said before they kill me, now listen, because this is important, and I say a lot of important stuff, obviously. We live in important times. I've always said that if they really try to assassinate my character and really go to the bottom of the barrel and make stuff up and really put 5 or 6 investigative journalists on me at all times in Austin, Texas, following me basically everywhere I go, that is an attempt to assassinate my character, to assassinate my image, to assassinate who I am by building a straw man. Because first they killed who you are in the media. First they kill your image, and then they kill you personally. Gary Webb, I talked to him about 2 weeks before they killed him. You know, the guy that wrote about the CIA and drug dealing. He's been vindicated, of course. Films have been made about it, exposing all of it. Kill the Messenger was one, came out a few years ago, very powerful, documentary film style, but cinematic, that he knew they were coming to kill him. Because he had his new book coming out proving everything he'd said previously. They tried to discredit him. They said he was discredited. He never was discredited. Just like 0 Point Energy was never discredited. Or just like so many other technologies they've shelved have never been discredited. They just say they're discredited, and then the military-industrial complex, Combine, the technocrats that run it, that Eisenhower warned of, they then never give any funding out for it. So there's forbidden information that's seen as disruptive, and there's forbidden technology that's seen as disruptive. And one of the big things Trump wants to do, I know from the inside, from the highest levels, is try to turn loose of a lot of those technologies that they've said are disruptive. He's not just turning on our old technology like coal, or saying we're going to have a manned space program again, but he's doing so many other things to unlock the secrets of the universe, because many of them have already been unlocked. Think how far we've come since 1,000 years ago, or since 2,000 years ago. So let me run down some of the news coming up today. U.S. tells North Korea to cease destabilizing actions and rhetoric. French election, Marie Le Pen, of course they have fake polls saying she'd lose by 10 points. She won in the runoff out of 11 people running and is now going up against the socialist they call a centrist Macron, who wants open borders to bring more of the jihadis in and to arrest French men and women who criticize the Islamicists. He, of course, has come out, he's a globalist, and said, just get used to terror attacks. Just accept it. People killing you, burning cities down every few weeks. It's no big deal. So we have that information. That's all coming up with Paul Joseph Watson in studio in the next segment. But let me get to the attack on InfoWars first right now. I get asked all the time why I don't give mainstream media interviews anymore unless they're live. And I have been offered to go on The View Live and Good Morning America Live and a few things this last week. I haven't had time. Plus, there's obviously in my civil case right now in my family, there's a gag order, so there's no point in going on there. But all these other channels and stations don't even ask me to come on CNN or Fox News or CBS News or ABC News or Nightline or Colbert or Trevor Noah or any of these shows, as they lie about me. And then other print reporters are always asking me, they're always saying, Alex, why don't you let us come to Austin and interview you? And it's because every time I do it, I used to do it every week, then it was every month, then it was every year. And it's because here's a microcosm from the Daily Beast, The Devil and Mr. Jones, out today. I am at the RNC in July. I get a phone call, and Tucker Carlson wants to have dinner. So I go and I sit down at this table with Tucker Carlson and his son and his family and a bunch of reporters. And some of them are Democrats. And as I'm walking out, Roger Stone's at another table. He'd also been at dinner there with Carlson. We can show you a photo of this. And the Daily Beast has it. And they called me over. He said, hey, have a drink. And I was like, oh, I got to go back to work. But you can see Roger there with his vodka martini. So I sit there about 20 minutes talking to him. And these reporters say, man, you want to come on our podcast sometime? And I said, yeah, maybe. I said, is it live? And they said, well, we tape it or whatever. And I said, okay, maybe. And they said, man, you're really calm. And it was like 10 at night, 9 at night. I said, well, I still got to go do some work, some live feeds. But I said, I've been up since 5 a.m. is when I got this morning. I flew out of Austin at like 6 a.m., confronted Karl Rove that day and a lot more. I'm going to skip this network break. I haven't done that in a few days. I'm going to skip this network break coming up so I have more time before we get to Paul. And this is a microcosm. There's thousands of articles a day attacking me, literally thousands. Every major print newspaper, magazines, hundreds of internet sites, Daily Beast, Associated Press. So imagine people are saying, well, why don't you do interviews? And so I said, yeah, maybe I'll give you an interview sometime, but I really don't want to do it right now. I'm tired. They go, man, you're really calm. And I went, oh, I see where you're going with this. You're saying I'm not real because it's a standard deal. And I said, when I start thinking about the globalists, the bad things they're doing, how they're trying to take our guns, get rid of our borders, bring in jihadis, give North Korea nuclear reactors, and all the things the globalists have done to destabilize our world and force inoculations and all the rest of it, I get angry. And that's really me. But I do allow the dog off the leash. It's real, but it's a mode. It's like saying, is it real when I'm passionate to my wife and tell her I love her? Yeah, it's real, but it's allowing myself into that mode. Like going to a football game and going, yeah, or going fishing and being quiet, or going to church and being, spiritual, or, having sex with your wife. I mean, it's all a mode. And they literally are waging war on language. They're waging war on communication. They're waging war on energy and just having a spirit. So I knew where it was going because it's always the same. It's like when I was on the BBC like 3 years ago, and right when the show ended, I'd been yelling at them, and I saw security ready to arrest me. So I shut up. I knew to shut up. Just like at CNN with Piers Morgan. Rob Dew was there. They had guys come out and say, you got a problem? You got a problem? And they even had cops and stuff when they took us out. They were like in our face, pissed. Like, one producer lady was crying. And as soon as I got off that show, of course I was calm. And they go, oh, he's fake, he's calm once he goes off the air. Yeah, I'm on the air, upset on purpose to get people's attention, but I mean what I'm saying. So they talk to people like they're 3 years old, and it's always the same mode. So in this article, they say the Iron Sheik and some other wrestler, I didn't really follow wrestling when I was a kid that much, and it's were caught smoking pot together. But the thing was, the reason they were fired is they were caught because it was all fake, WWE. We're the ones that always said Republican Democrat establishment are working behind the scenes. That's all come out in the WikiLeaks. Like the WWE in the famous case of who was the Iron Sheik and who else? Iron Sheik and somebody else. It's in the article. But it's a famous case. I remember when I was, a kid. We're exposing the WWE of the New World Order. I don't have to sit there and say I'm real. It's ridiculous. Globalism has been exposed. The TPP has been reversed. Nationalism's rising all over the world. And info warriors, our viewers, our listeners, have been at the heart of that whole thing. So what I tell reporters when they surround me is they say, give us an interview, give us a quote. And I say, make up whatever you want. I had Der Spiegel here because they did an article exposing how the CIA was running hundreds of German newspapers. And I knew they were bad and leftist, but I thought maybe it'll be different because it's Europe. The guy lied and said that I said, want to suck my sausage. When I said, would you like some sausage? I bought the people barbecue. And I said at that point, I'm done. That's it. Or I'm going to record everything when reporters are interviewing me, and I'm going to put the interviews out in whole. That's my new rule. I'm going to put an audio recorder down, and I'm going to say this whole interview is going online when you publish. So just know that. In fact, that's how I'm going to get around this, because I've thought about it, and I've had that idea many times, but I've never actually carried it out. So Buckley, that's the new thing. I'll accept some interviews, but they have to sign an agreement that they won't say where our office is, they won't, get into my kids or something, and that I'm going to audio record it so that I can at least put a record out of what is said and done, because they're so deceptive. So let me explain. All they wanted to do was wave me over to that table at that Italian restaurant. It was an excellent place there on the water in Cleveland. They call me over. They call you over just to be a prop. They call you over just to act like they talk to you and to act like they're not hacks or they're not mercenaries who are there pretending to be reporters. We're real, we're cutting edge, we've changed the world, we're changing the paradigm. So you got Stephen Colbert coming out saying, oh, Alex Jones, says, yeah, Stephen Colbert doesn't take it home at night to his kids, just like I don't. And he goes, yeah, you bet I don't take Alex Jones home. You're all dirty like I have cooties. And you go, ooh, gross. And then, of course, there's Trevor Noah saying, oh, he believes that, ice crystal trails in the sky are toxic, are evil, are bad, and all the rest of this garbage. I mean, think about that. I'm not saying it's ice crystals. It's the CFR and the globalists admitting in their own public documents they're doing massive geoengineering to the atmosphere on record. All right, I'm going to throw this live to Paul Joseph Watson, and then I'm going to be back getting into China, North Korea, the economy, and more today. I'm going to be Skyping in live, Infowars.com/show. I want to thank you all for your support. And I want to ask you all to just think about why we're under such attack. It's because we're changing the world together. We're shattering the unelected globalist paradigm. And you can verify everything we're saying for yourselves, from the human-animal chimeras to the geoengineering to all of it. They don't want to have a debate about it. And they don't want me to put this out in an interesting fashion to get people out of their trance to think for themselves. Infowars.com/show. Spread that link. Now to Paul Joseph Watson hosting live.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship was coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to Infowars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. Infowars Live, available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You going to sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you going to be part of history? Don't sit by and let the internet and free speech be stolen from you. Take action.